Did you see the Peacock deal? The Variety said that WWE pinned Peacock or whatever. Peacock pinned WWE. Such corny cliche stuff that they love to throw out there.
Maybe should have used the term overpaid. That might have been $1 billion. $1 billion, man. The valuation on things and the way that the street, Wall Street, and other things value certain things like WWE programming is really skewed, man. There's a bubble. There's a lot of bubbles that are about to burst, and I just hope people are kind of in line to prepare for those bubbles to burst. Investors, people that have any kind of skin in these games. And I'm one of them. So not with WWE, but with stocks and other mutual funds and retirement accounts and stuff like that. And it's going to take a hit eventually.
I'm just curious, like when you do the financial analysts, like to say the Peacocks and the NBCs of the world, and they bought WWE for 1 billion. Well, for 5 year deal, they bought the network, and they're going to do that. Like, do they say like to themselves, like, okay, we're going to overlook this because it's definitely not worth that much, or is somebody really analyzing it, saying, no, it's worth 1 billion over 5 years? Because to me, it seems like you said, a little bit overpaid, maybe a lot overpaid. It depends on what you're looking at. But is somebody saying, screw it, I want to own WWE or I want to own the network, or are they really analyzing this, thinking that they're going to make some sort of big profit?
Well, Ben has been, I'll say this first, but I think there's logic to it as well with the current state of live sports and live TV licensing in sports. But Ben has talked about Jacob Ullman from Fox being a complete mark and killing the Fiends gimmick by taking a selfie in the control room. Everybody to some degree, positive or negative, is a fan of something. I'm not going to use the term mark, but if you want to use mark in wrestling, we're fans for certain things that we're willing to kind of put aside our natural logic to some percentage to engage in that. Ben and I have always had very positive meetings with you and conversations. So we like you. So obviously we're going to reach out to John and want to help him in the 2-man power trip and a production company to do whatever on any scale. Vince loves Ben and Vince loves me. So we work together, and sometimes he confides in us with stuff that he might not confide in with other people. These are all different scales and different levels of it, but there could be somebody within NBC who's just like, I was a huge fan growing up and they have the entire tape library. I couldn't imagine if I had I can't imagine how many people are like me that would love to pay for that. And we can offer for what, $5 a month, plus the live sports aspect. This is where USA and Fox, this is where we get into the billions with the Fox deal and as well as the USA deal over 5 years. And now Universal with Peacock. It's live sports. You might have The Mandalorian on Disney Plus and other things that are pretty much episodic TV shows that are recorded, and a couple times a year they refresh them. But now you have 24 pay-per-views a year that are live. You might have specials. You might have other things that would make people go, it's live sports, along the lines of the NFL, which is the tens or hundreds of billions over time. And that's what ups the bar, I believe, with the WWE maybe looking overpaid or overpriced, but not really, because it is live sports and entertainment. Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely. To me, I was thinking of like the WrestleMania aspect. Like they're thinking, okay, Super Bowl of wrestling. They could do something with that and make extra money for Mania that WWE is maybe not currently making. Maybe do like they did years ago, do that like behind the scenes video, and then they'll play the behind the scenes video months later, and they make money off some advertising. I don't know. I was just thinking something like there's got to be something more to it that they see that WWF isn't, or WB, excuse me, isn't currently doing.
Well, that's interesting, because if they were like, man, we can make all this money off it, the first thing I've went in and looked at businesses like way back in the day when I lived up in Connecticut. I looked at a tanning salon that was between places where people would go to spray tan and stuff. And I was like, this might be a good opportunity. The guy was telling me how profitable it is and how it's awesome and it's easy to run and all this stuff it's pretty much all you got to do is sign your name to the paper, and money's instantly going to go into your bank account on day one. I'm like, right. Well, if that's the case, why are you selling it? That's the way I would be thinking a little bit more critically if I were NBC. Why are you doing that? Now, here's my conspiracy theory, since I'm a conspiracy horseman.
Yes.
NBC Universal, which is owned by GE, Comcast, all these different, I mean, it's pretty much one of the major 5 or 6 conglomerates that run all of media. Is NBC in stage one of making a play into buying WWE? Will we see WWE now, not on USA, which is an NBC Universal property, but on network TV? Will we see WrestleMania, like you said, like the Super Bowl? Will we see WrestleMania on network TV every year? And will that generate more money? Or is it strictly going to be NBC going to full streaming, pay a la carte? We're going to break off from the cable company, which, by the way, they own Comcast. So they're getting the money one way or the other. That's the way I look at it. Are they making the play that everybody thought Disney was going to eventually make, or the Saudis, for buying WWE?
It's interesting. I remember a few months ago, Dutch Mantel was saying something about Disney buying WB, and I know who he talks to up there. So he definitely heard something, and then all of a sudden he took it back, saying, "Oh no, I just made that up." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, Dutch. I don't know about that because I know some of his buddies up there." So it's just like, okay, somebody's interested in them, and somebody is either saying that they're selling or they're interested in selling. Because you're right, that almost seems like phase one, sell the network. What's phase two?
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.